Python Programming Fundamentals. Today we will focus on strings and see how we can use them. In part 1 we will see the basics of strings. Part 2 we will see the string slicing. In part 3 we will talk about the string method. And in part 4 we will see the user input, how we can take the user inputs and formatting. In part 5 we will write a program that takes a user's first name and last name as inputs, print the initial first letter of both names in uppercase, example John, Smith, or wherever. This is a mini project we will make at the end to show you how you can play with strings and do many things with your string. So let's do it. Basically, as you might already know, in Python, a string is a sequence of characters. Strings are one of the sequence data types in Python and are immutable. You know that. They are used to display and manipulate text. You can create a string by taking those sequence of characters and put them inside quotes. As you can see, my name inside quote here. So we mean my name Medar is already a string in this case, and it is inside the variable students. Now, let's see what I can do with my string here. With my string here, if I want, I can, let's say I want to print the first character of my string. So how we can do that? If you still remember, we can do print, and then we take our students variable, and we can do we can take the first character of my string, and we need to unclose it again. And if we print, we're gonna have the output of m, which is our first character of our string. I'm sure you still remember that. So let's say we want to print the last character of our string. So how we do that? Oh well, we can do again print student again, students, and then so how I'm gonna get the last character of our string? So basically, if you still remember, we can do -1 or -1, and this is going to print the last character of our string. So let's try it. Boom. So if you can see here, we have D as outputs. So D is the last character of Medar of our string. Okay, so let's say now we need to know the length or how many characters are inside our string, the length of our string. So how we do that? So here we can do again print, and now what are we going to do? We're just going to do len. So this is a function in Python, and we take the len of our students, and now if we print the len of our students, let's try it and see what we get. 6. So Python is telling us that the length of our string, or the character, how many characters in our string? We got 6 characters. Is that true? So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's correct. We got 6 characters in our string. So next, we are going to create a new variable called phrase, and then in our phrase variable, we're going to give it a phrase. Let's see. So we can do Python programming. So now we have our phrase Python programming. Let's see what we can do with, let's see how we slice or do indexing. So this one here, when we printed the first character of our string and the last character of our string, this is called indexing. We were just taking one character of our string. So what we did is called indexing. So we talk about indexing when we access a single element on our string or in our string. So now we are going to see what is called slicing. And slicing is when we use the start, stop, and step pattern. So let's see how it works. So let's say in our phrase variable or in our string, we want to print the first 6 character, only the first 6 character. So how we do that? So we can do again print phrase. So print phrase, we are going to do the same way we did, but now what's changed? Now we're gonna do 0. We're starting from 0. This is the start. We're going to 6. So when we say 6, we're not printing 0 to 6. We are printing 0 to 6, but 6 is excluded, meaning that we are going to count from 0 to 5. We're not going to print 6. And we are going, how many steps we are going to take? Just one. We are going to jump one by one. So let's try this and see if it works. Python. So the output is Python. So we started from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like I told you, 6 is excluded. We wrote 0 to 6, but 6 is excluded. And now the output was Python. So now, what if I do print 7? And if I do like this, so this means Python gonna start. Our stats now it's 7. I just did this colon and I didn't put anything after. So this means Python will take everything after 7. It's not gonna care whether it's 100 characters or just 1 character. It will take everything after 7. Let's see how it works. So I'm gonna print and run the program. We have an error here. Oh yes, if we can see it, the syntax error is said closing parentheses does not match opening parentheses. So the mistake here, I forgot to put our guy here. So let's try one more time. Boom. Programming. So from 7 here all the way to the end, we printed everything inside. So, and now the output came as programming. So firstly I started from 0 because we start counting from 0 in programming. So I started from 0 and then I did to 6. So this is where I stopped, but I didn't print 6 because the last character is always excluded. And then I did my step by 1, so I jumped by 1. So we printed Python. And second time I did 7. I started from 7 and I printed everything and I didn't care the steps. So the Python is bring back Python. This is how it works. This is how the slicing works. So now let's do one more thing. Let's do print. And what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna do first. And let's say I want to start from 1. I don't need to stop anywhere, so I'm gonna take the whole thing, but I'm gonna do my step. I'm gonna do 2. So I'm gonna jump by 2. And we are going to run this program and see what it gives us. So what we did here is Python started from 1. We didn't take the 0, which is P, but we started from 1, which is Y. And then we jumped. So we took the whole thing from 1, but what we did here, we like the step, we took 2 as step. So we are going to jump to every second character. And if you can see here, we started from Y and we jumped to H. So we didn't take the T. We are not going to take the O and all the way to the end. And if you can see the output here is something like this. That's how the slicing works in Python. And next, we are going to talk about string method. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a string. Let's say sentence, and our string is going to be like learning Python is fun. So we just created a variable and we gave it a string of learning Python is fun. So what we can do, how we can use the Python method with this string. So let's say if I do sentence that's upper. So basically this is telling Python I want everything in sentence to become like upper letter. So if it's lowercase, learning Python is fun. Everything is going now to be in uppercase. Let's run the program and see the output. As you can see, as it happens if I run this program. If I run our program with our user inputs, let's see, I can do your favorite food is rice. And if I run the program, there is nothing. There is no output. Why? Because we took the user inputs. Okay? But we didn't tell the program to print anything or to do anything with it. So if I want to print our user input, I'm just going to say print the food. And now if I run it, please enter your favorite food. I'm gonna do rice. And if I run it, you print rice. You can see here. So this is how we take the user input in Python. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the user again to enter their color. Oh, sorry. So I'm going to ask the user to enter their color. So input, please enter your color. So if I print the color, no, I shouldn't do this. So if I print the color, now we are going to see, please enter your favorite food, rice. Please enter your color. Let's say red. And now I have the output rice red. Now I took my user input. This time I don't need to do print food, print color. I just need to do the food and color in just one sentence. So how I can do that? That is where the formatting come inside. So let's see how it works. I'm just gonna delete this and I'm gonna do f string. So in Python, like this f here is the formatting function. So it's just called f string. And I'm gonna use this f string. I will say your food is, and now I'm going to enclose it in the our foods in curly braces, and your color is, again I'm going to do the same thing here and pass color inside, and let's see. So what I did here is I used our f string. This is the way like you format thing in Python. And everything I'm gonna pass in these curly braces, it's gonna print the same value that our user like inputs. So I'm going to do food equal input enter your favorite food. Let's run this program and see how it works. So please enter your favorite food, beans, and please enter your color, white. Okay, your favorite food is beans and your color is white. So this is how the formatting works in Python. So now let's do first name, second name equal input, enter your second name. I'm going to do x equal, let's say first name, and I'm gonna tell the first character of our first name. Next, I'm going to do y equal second name, and this time again, I'm going to take the first character of our second name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do z equal our first character of our first name, and I'm gonna concatenate it with our first character of our second name, and let's print so if I print this program, what is your first name? Medar. What is your second name? Farod. We have M, F in uppercase. So what we did here is we created our variable first name. We asked the user to enter their first name. We created again the second name. This is another variable, and we asked the user to enter their second name, and we stored these values in these variables. So these strings, we stored them in this variable. So now we created another variable x, and we asked the first character inside the name of inside the first name of our user. And we created our variable called y, and we took the first character of the second name of our user. So what we did, we created again the variable z, and we did what we call to concatenate. So we did x value plus y value. We printed z, but in uppercase. So you still remember we did this like few minutes ago. So we took z and we did in uppercase, and the output is mf in uppercase. So we took m, which is the first character in Medar, the first name. We took f, which is the first character in Farud, in the last name, and we printed them and we concatenate them so they are together. So this is how the input works and the concatenate and everything, as you can see. So this is our today's activity. What we are going to do is we are going to write a program that asks the user to enter a sentence. We are going to print the sentence backward. We are going to count how many vowels are in it. And lastly, we are going to replace all spaces with underscores. So let's see how we can do or how we can write this program. And firstly, I'm going to create a variable called count equal. I'm gonna do an empty list, and wait till you will see how we are going to use this empty list. And now I'm going to create another variable called text, and I'm going to ask our user to enter. I'm going to ask our user to enter their sentence. So I'm just gonna do, please enter your sentence. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse, like it said here, we should print a reversed sentence. So just print the sentence backward. So I'm going to do, I'm going to do just back W, and that's my variable. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take everything in text, and I'm gonna do the slicing operation as we like saw before. I'm gonna print everything, so start from the beginning to the end. But lastly, I'm going to do -1 here, or -1. And what is this going to do is it's going to print the whole sentence backward. So that's my first thing. And the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take, like, the first thing we are asked to do is to count how many vowels are in the sentence. So I'm going to create another variable called vowels, and I'm gonna do a list. So this list, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put all the vowels inside. I'm just going to do A is my first vowel, and I'm going to do E is my second vowel. I'm going to do I is another vowel, and O and U. So those are my vowels I'm going to use. So what I'm going to do next is I'm gonna look every single thing in our text. So when the user enter their text or their sentence, I'm gonna write a for loop to iterate and look every single like component in the string. So I'm gonna do for I in text, but I am also going to look at everything inside our list vowels. So I'm gonna do for B, inside vowels, and now I'm gonna say if B is in I, I'm going to take our empty list, which is the count, and I'm gonna append B inside. So basically what I'm doing here is I've created an empty list and I put it in our variable counts. I created a variable text and I asked our user to enter their sentence. When the user enter the sentence, it's gonna be stored in text in this variable. I'm going to create another variable here called backW, and I'm gonna do the text. So I'm gonna do the slicing as we saw before, and I'm gonna print it backward. So I'm gonna flip all the thing inside text backward. I'm going also, so here if I want, I can print it. I can do print. If I want, I can do f string here and write. So I also can do like, now I can write reversed, and I can do back W. So now I'm going to print our reversed text, our reversed sentence. So next, what I'm going to do here is I've looked inside text, I've looked inside our voids, and now if B is in I, I'm going to take every single thing I found in I, I'm gonna append it to B. And I'm gonna took everything and I'm gonna put it inside our counts list. So now if I want, the next thing I can do here is I'm gonna print now. So because they asked us to count how many vowels are in it. If like I want, I can do I can print the length, which is the length of our count. So like how many vowels now you can find in our list, and it's gonna print the length. But after that, they asked us to replace every single space with an underscore. So how we do that? The way I can do that is I can take, so now I can, let's say I can take our text. So how I can do that to replace all the space with an underscore? Now I can say, let's say I want to take text number 2, and I'm gonna do equal our text, and I'm gonna like replace. You still remember this? I showed you this before, and I'm gonna replace. So what I'm going to replace, I'm going to do this empty string. So every empty string, I'm going to replace it with an underscore. Is this going to work? We will find out. And now I can print our text number 2. So are you ready? Let's see what's like. I'm gonna run this program, and it asking me to enter a sentence. I'm gonna just copy this sentence here because this is perfect to use. I'm gonna enter a sentence, and when I hit enter, now I can see that first thing we are asked to print a reversed program or a reversed sentence, which is here. This is the reversed sentence. And then we count how many vowels we found in our sentence. We found 17 vowels in our sentence. So we now want to replace all the spaces with an underscore. So here we have all the space replaced with an underscore. This is it. Thank you very much.